Hey y'all, welcome back to Brain Girl Finance. Today I'm going to do a video on how my score has jumped to a 14. I'll be honest with you guys, I do not feel like getting glammed, getting cute, because I have a client at 12 and it is 11:04. So I'm just going to do a quick video on why my score is a 14, and I'm actually going to show you my credit report and break everything down. All right, so like I said, I'm going to explain to you all why my score is 814 and not the full 850 yet, but also how come it's really high in terms of what a credit score is made up of. So just skip into this part right here. The key factors of a good credit score is this right here. Like, you have to get this down pat in order to have an 850. Now you can see that the first key factor is the most important thing, which is payment history. It's 35% of your score. The next thing that is really important is the amount of debt you have, 30% of your score. Then you have length of credit history, which is 15% of your score. And then you have amount of new credit and credit mix. So as long as you can manage these 5 factors pretty good, really you want your experience to say exceptional on all of these columns, that is how you'll have 850. So just out the gate, you can see that mine is not exceptional all across the board. I have exceptional payment history, but I have very good amount of debt. That's because, unfortunately, when it comes to credit, they want you to have, the more debt, the better. The more debt you manage, the better. So I need to increase maybe some credit card limits, or I need to open up a new loan, but I'm not in the rush to do that. I will get to that point when my life calls for it. Right now I have a house, I have a car, and those are the 2 loans I have open plus 2 credit cards. So I don't really need any more debt than that, and truly I'm not in debt other than, the house and the car. My credit cards are paid off every month. Length of credit history is really important. You can see mine says good, right? This is because I am 28 years old, so I don't have the length that like a 40-year-old would have in credit. Amount of new credit is good and credit mix is good. So I'm going to just go back up. I don't know if I did already, but it's 814, right? I'm not going to click on view my report because my private information will pop up. I'm just going to show you all how, like, the factors, right? So you can see my payment history. It says 0 late payments, 0 collections, 0 late payments, 0 derogatory marks. Accounts always paid as agreed, no delinquent accounts. So this is why it's very exceptional, because it says, I've paid my bills on time, never had a late payment, and that is really hard to do. I don't want you to watch this video and think, well, damn, I had a late payment, so I'm never going to have an 814 score. Yes, you will. It just will take you more time. And you don't want to ever miss a payment. Even if you can make the minimum, that is more important than missing a payment. So try to do your best to do that with your credit, your car loan, your mortgage, whatever it is. Now I'm going to click on the amount of debt. So you can see that it's very good because I have 1 revolving utilization, which means, 1% of my revolving debt. So that means pretty much I have 2 credit cards, right? And I'm only using 1% of the balance. And then, so my utilization rate is pretty low. That's what you want to do. You want to keep your utilization rate really low. Now, a lot of people will tell you to keep it below 30%, but as I mentioned in my credit video, if you haven't watched it already, it's best to try to keep this down between 1 to 9% or under 10%. That's how you are able to keep a high score. So, in the last couple of months, I haven't had a reason to use my credit cards other than for groceries. And then, like I said, I pay it back before the closing date. So because I pay it back before the closing date and on time, it looks as if I'm not using it at all, but I am using it. So I have an Instagram reel on how you do that. I have 3 accounts with balances. So I have, obviously, my 2 credit cards, my mortgage, and I also do have a car loan. So I don't really know why it says 3. Oh, okay, yes, I know why it says 3. So I do have 2 credit cards, but one of the credit cards do not have a balance, because, like I said, I barely use my credit cards. Last month, I had to leave a balance on one of them, But typically they are always paid off. So that's why it says that. Because I really don't have more than 4 accounts, and then it says $3 total balance on revolving open-ending accounts. So this is what happened, right? One of my accounts I forgot. Honestly, I forgot. So like I said, don't beat yourself up if you make mistakes. I forgot that I didn't forget to pay the card. I just forgot the closing date. So I paid it on time. I just didn't pay it before the closing date. So it left me with a $3 balance on one of my credit cards. So this is saying you have a $3 total balance on your revolving debt, meaning your credit cards. And I was trying to pay it off, and it was like this $3 parking fee that I just forgot because I barely use it. So that is my amount of debt. The best way for me to get to exceptional is to make sure I don't forget, pay them off on time before the closing date, try to get these balances down, and keep doing my utilization methods. I'm going to go here. I'm giving myself how to improve my credit score. I'm giving myself a coaching session. This is cool. But nonetheless, length of credit history. This is big, right? My oldest account is my student loan. I don't know why my computer is doing that. So 10 years since I started college. I started in 2013 and it is now 2023. So since it's been 10 years, I had 10 years of a loan on my credit report. But 6 years average on my account. So, they usually say 8 to 10 is a good amount. But as you can see, FICO high achievers opened their oldest account 25 years ago on average. So this is where I say, like, I have to get to a point where age just wears on me. And then my average account amount is 6 years, and it says high achievers have 9 or more. So again, I can't do much about this. I just have to get older. That's all. Amount of new credit is very good. So I opened up my newest account, last year, which was my car loan. So yeah, year, 3 months, and I only had one recent inquiry. So this is pretty good. Now, a lot of people get confused and think, oh, let me open up a new credit card every year. No, you really don't want to have more than like 5 credit cards to your name in your life. I currently have 2. But you do want to continuously borrow money. You don't want to just borrow it for no reason, though. So this is where you have to assess your life and think, like, what am I missing and what do I want? So in my case, I have a car, I have a house. I really don't need anything else. But I do want a bigger house at some point. So this is where this is only going to improve as I hit new financial milestones in my life. At some point, I'm going to buy another house. And that's when I'm going to have another new account opened. I don't see myself buying a new car. Cars are too expensive today. And then credit mix. I have a very good amount of credit mix. I have 2 credit cards. And over the course of my years, I've had 8 installment loans. So I've had student loans. I have a mortgage, and I had 3 cars in my life. So 3 car loans. And then this one says 2 bank issue credit card accounts. So yeah, same thing. This is the same. Like I have 2 credit cards by a bank. So that's pretty good for my score. And that is why my score is 814. And now, as you can see, if I scroll down here, my debt summary, I have a lot owed to my house. And I have a pretty good amount owed to my car. My student loans are indeed paid off again, as you all know the story of that. And then, like I said, one of my credit cards, I just forgot to pay the $3 off before the closing date. So it's reporting $3 for this month. So all in all, I do have a lot of debt, but my credit score is still 814 because I am managing the debt exceptionally. No late payments, no missed payments, and things of that sort, and not overusing my credit cards. So this is really good. Now my goal is to pay off the smallest debt first. I like the avalanche method. So I'm going to tackle this car loan over the next year and really get this off my report. And then obviously, like with my house, I really can't do nothing but pay what's owed every month and a little bit more to help myself, or get married and have my husband pay the bills, and then I focus on the house. But nonetheless, my house is really something that I live in right now. Eventually, it will become an income producing asset to where this balance will get paid off much faster than the 30-year agreement that I agreed to. So this is just a little peek as to why my score has increased, and I really do hope that yours does too. If you need credit repair of any type, any sort, please reach out to me. I've had proven results. I've helped all professionals, and I've even helped, you know, myself. At one point, I was stuck at 760, and I kept asking myself, why am I stuck? Why am I stuck? And I'm finally climbing my way to 850, and I think I'll be there pretty soon. As I said, all I need to do is pretty much pay down a little bit more debt and open up a new account at some point, which will take its time. I'm in no rush, and I'm not buying anything. That's another thing, y'all. If you're not buying anything soon, anytime soon, there's no need to rush to 850. I have a house, I have a car. There's nothing I need to buy that I can't afford right now. All right, like there's nothing I need a huge loan for at this moment. So I'm pretty good where I'm at. This 814 credit score is going to come into play when I get that second house, but I'm not ready yet. Just bought my house. I'm only a homeowner for about a year and change now. So I'm good. So if you're not in the need of buying anything, getting a new apartment, getting a new car, getting a student loan, trying to go back to school, if you're not in those positions, you don't need to focus on your credit. I hope that helps.